they identify themselves as that. I just see them as authoritarians posing as planet savers. I mean, because there are some people that associate, the left with civil liberties, things like that, but you never really see that from them. I mean, do you think the left is the proper name for them?
Well, the left is the name for, traditionally in our politics, for the totalitarian faction. If you are a totalitarian, then you're on the left. The National Socialists in Germany, they were on the left. Hitler's fascists, they were on the left.
Stalin, Mao.
Stalin, Mao Zedong.
Fidel Castro.
Oh, yeah, all of these people, they are on the left. They are authoritarians. They're not authoritative. They're authoritarian.
I guess that is a point. I mean, most of the mass murderers claim they come from the left. Lord Monckton, scienceandpublicpolicy.org. Look forward to having you and Mark Moreno from Climate Depot live from the conference next week. Thank you for going, and we'll talk to you soon.
Look forward to that, Alex, and God bless you. And as always, God bless America.
Thank you. We'll be right back with more calls. Stay with us and news. Every time I walk back in the break room, we've got televisions on, and it's Fox, CNN, whatever's on. Syria's murdering children. We've got to invade Syria, murdering children. Meanwhile, the globalists will kill 200 people to kill one supposed terrorist. And go, well, that's all right, but a child may have been killed. We've got to invade. And they'll level that country, put al-Qaeda in charge. Did you hear me? They send the FBI in Austin, where I live, to people's houses if they go to anti-war protest. On video. People shoot video at their house, the FBI. We're just here to ask why you were at the anti-war protest, ma'am. Woman's there with her kids. She's like, are you joking? But then al-Qaeda is running around working for the criminals that run our government. It's such a joke, and I'm already ranting. I want to go to your phone calls. Luke Rudkowski's coming up with a quick report about his two, I don't want to say confrontations with Rand Paul, but Rand Paul used to stop and talk to him. Now he's not talking to anybody. I tell you, it's wild. Going back to Lloyd in Florida, listening on 810 AM in Orlando, where we're on there live. Go ahead, sir. You had a question.
Alex, thank you very much for coming back to me. I want to tell you that you're booming in down here on 810 AM in Central Florida, coming in loud and clear.
Well, thank
Alex,
you.
I wanted to talk a little bit here about Robert Chapman. I won't take long. Bob is interned at the Glen Abbey Cemetery in Auburndale, Florida. And the cemetery is located at 2200 K Villa Avenue in Auburndale. And some of your listeners, I'm sure, would like to come and pay their respects to Bob. And Auburndale is located halfway between Orlando and Tampa, and it's 10 miles south of I-4. It's well marked on I-4, no problem to get there.
Yeah, we did link to the obituary put out by the funeral home, and I think it listed there where that is, and we're just really sad, again, that Bob passed, and so suddenly. That's what pancreatic cancer does. That's what killed my great-uncle, who was a very nice man and a patriot as well. But yes, it would be good to go there. Was he cremated, or is it a gravestone?
No, he's located in the gray mausoleum, visible from the entrance when you go into the Glen Abbey Cemetery at 2200 K Villa Avenue in Auburndale. You will see the gray mausoleum to your left, and Bob's location faces the road. It's very easy to find, 10 steps from the car. And I just thank you so much, Alex, for allowing me to put out this information about a man that financially saved me and turned my life totally around.
He really was. Thank you. He really was a sweetheart. He had a very sweet heart. And I know that he just 10 hours a day, on top of all the stuff he'd radio and writing, would sit there on email, writing to people, trying to help them and giving them his best advice. He really was a great guy, wasn't he?
God bless you and Robert Chapman for all that y'all have done for us.
Thank you so much for your words, sir. Yeah, every time I think about Bob, it makes me sad. We just expect to hear somebody's voice and get to talk to him. And I've been talking to him like 15 years. And then they're just gone. That's why you better appreciate everybody and every minute you got above ground, ladies and gentlemen. And if I ever pass that way again to Orlando, I am going to go see his gravesite. I need to go see my grandmother. She's not in the grave. I hadn't seen her in about a month. Months just go by like that now. They just bam, 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 bam. We've got to spend time with our families. Real quick call. Ronnie in Texas on Agenda 21. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Yes, sir. The Agenda 21 is, I'm sorry, I was wanting to get a kind of a flashcard to help convert the Agenda 21 delusionarians out there still on, I don't know, maybe using a search engine on, like, start page, on terms like Agenda 21, New World Order, predatory property pimps, more ideas. I was hoping to get Lord Monckton's ideas on that.
No, I hear you, Ronnie. I appreciate your call. Ronnie is a great activist down there every week at the city council. He was banned from the city council just for asking questions. We're going to go to break here. Speaking of Agenda 21, every city council needs this, and your purchase supports our broadcast. Also, the author, Rosa Corey. We have it discounted with a free citizen rule book and more at Infowars.com. Behind the Green Mask, You and Agenda 21, Rosa Corey. Great little 170-something page book with graphics and cartoons in it explaining how the globalists are taking over your towns, cities, and states. We're getting big traction against them. Every government official in your area, servant, needs a copy of this. It's available at InfoWarsShop.com. It certainly is. Joining us for about 10-15 minutes is Luke Radowski. Then I will get to Baron, Richard, Martha, Christian, Doug, and others before this hour ends. I got some other tidbits of news. Now, Luke Radowski is independent media. We Are Change does a great job. There's hundreds and hundreds of chapters all over the world. I don't know, it looks like 25 or something now. Started out as a 9/11 activist in New York. They didn't want him talking about the New World Order, so he started his own group. And has had a great effect. Now, he lives in D.C. now, and he goes and confronts these people every day. Lord Rothschild, the Rockefellers. I mean, it's amazing what he does. Asking real questions very politely. And it's constantly making news and having a big effect and getting key information out. Now, he's interviewed Rand Paul many times. Rand will stop, talk about the New World Order as a senator, as a candidate as well, talk about Bilderberg being a threat. And again, Rand Paul overall is against the drones. He voted no on the NDAA, only one of 7 senators. There's a lie out there that he voted for it. He's a friend. Ron Paul is absolutely awesome. Rand kind of going in a bad direction, but you know, whatever. We're just saying we don't like it. But Luke keeps running into him. And he's actually at a conference today. He ran into him yesterday. We're about to play a clip of that video. Ran into him again today. Ran went in and got a bunch of security guards. Looked very upset. That video's coming out. Here's a minute of it where Luke comes up and wants to talk to him. Here it is.
Hey, Senator Paul. My name is Luke of We Are Change. We had an interesting conversation before about the Bilderberg Group, and knowing what you know, how can you support Mitt Romney when The Guardian reported he was at the Bilderberg meeting?
The senator just got out of a meeting.
We're having a private conversation right now. You can make an appointment to stop by sometime.
I know it's a comfortable question. I know you know a lot about the Bilderberg Group, and we just want to know, why would you endorse? I know you're playing politics, but is politics really that dirty?
Okay, that's enough. He just acts like he's not there. And Luke's interviewed him before. And then they follow him into the Senate area. Then they go in their private area and they stop. And then he ran into him again today. And, the issue here is if I had to really go somewhere, I would at least say, I got to go somewhere. I can't really talk to you. But this is clear. They don't even brush him off with a quick answer. Even, globalists will do that sometimes. I mean, I've seen Jay Rockefeller respond more than this. And so what I'm seeing here in the body language is that, well, Rand isn't very happy with the Patriot movement. We don't want to push Rand, and Luke isn't doing this, too far, because we may drive him right into the arms of the globalists, but that's still his fault if he does that. You can't use threats to your family or whatever as an excuse to join the dark side. Rand still overall has a great voting record. We don't like the Mitt Romney thing, but again, it's really academic in the final equation. Luke Radowski, tell us what happened yesterday and now what happened today, the conference you're at right now, and what's happening there. Joining us via cell phone from D.C., Luke Radowski of wearechange.org.
Yeah, I was just running through the parking lot here trying to find Glenn Beck. Just got Glenn Beck, Newt Gingrich. I've been having a crazy time. I live in New York City, but I travel down to D.C. whenever I get, just tired of New York City and I want to do some work down here.
Yeah, you had been living down there. I forgot, but go ahead.
Yeah, I have been living down there, and we decided, to talk to Mr. Rand Paul, and we were in the Senate building. We saw him coming out. As soon as we saw him coming out, I just politely walked up to him. I mean, I've talked to other senators who granted me interviews and were talking to me and were more open, and I just wanted to politely talk to him about his Mitt Romney, Bilderberg, Goldman Sachs endorsement, which doesn't make much sense to me knowing what Rand Paul knows. And I was trying to be as polite as I could, and I just tried to have a conversation with him. And he was doing everything in his power not to talk to me. And then, when he ignored me, I got Abby Martin of Media Roots to come with me. We went inside the Senate building. We saw Rand Paul walking right towards us. I gave Abby the mic, and then you could see what happened from there on the YouTube video. Today, we're at this conference. Rand Paul was here. We were at the secret entrance where all the speakers were coming in and out of. Now, Rand Paul came out, and he saw me, and he quickly ran back inside. And now his staffer, that blonde lady that was with him, was running around. They got about 10 security guards to be around him. He usually walks around with himself and his aide, that blonde lady. But now he got 10 security guards. They were all pointing to me, looking at me. And I'm like, I just want to, have a conversation with this guy. And they even closed off the public book signing into a private room. They have to change the book signing. I mean, Glenn Beck does it in the public area. They made it into a private area because of Rand's request. Even when he was walking with, a lot of security guards around him, I still got the mic in there, and I was like, how do you support Mitt Romney's? How do you stand with, since you're going to be campaigning for Mitt Romney, as you said? I asked him, where do you stand with him on the NDAA, on ending the private Federal Reserve and his foreign policy with Iran? And then again, he did the same thing. He just didn't answer, even though the mic was right next to him. I was right next to him with all these security guards pushing me. All I'm trying to do is open the dialogue because, this is very weird, and we're just trying to have a conversation. We're just trying to understand what everything is happening.
Well, you're right, and we're showing some of this footage while you talk for Prisonplanet.tv viewers, for radio listeners. We just posted the video at Infowars.com or Prisonplanet.com. It's also on the We Are Change YouTube account that's so prolific. We've got to have you back soon on Skype just to go through the Lord Rothschild confrontation, which is amazing, the Ted Turner, all of it. I mean, you guys are on fire. Back in the old days when I could front Janet Reno or other globalists really pioneering, just asking them a real question and watching them all collapse, I could never imagine it would become so prolific and to watch you trailblaze. Others are obviously following suit. And it's got
That's what we want. Yeah, we want other people to do this because that's how we're safer. That's how we get the truth out. You can only have allegiance to the truth. And if it could be destroyed by the truth, it should be. And that's our major philosophy here at We Are Change. We're just trying to open up the dialogue, find out what's going on. We had an awesome last 3 days. All the videos will be up on youtube.com/We Are Change. We just got Glenn Beck. We just got Newt Gingrich.
Tell us what happened. I want to go through Glenn Beck and Gingrich, audibly as a reporter, what happened before we see the video, breaking that here. But I got to say, watching his body language, knowing Rand Paul, interviewing him back when he was the only guy that would do interviews for his dad over 10 years ago. I think it's well over 10 years. I remember interviewing him like in 98 or something. Sending crews out to interview him in Austin, talking to him off air. And now his whole body language has shifted in the last few months. I think they may have offered him the VP, or he's told he's in the running, because he acts like a man on a mission, and he says it's very honored. I'm a guy from a small town. I think he's been offered it. Now he's gone from there were no secret meetings to, I don't think there were really any meetings. I'm seeing everything change. The office says the same thing. And again, I'm not saying Rand's a bad guy, but he's really changed. What do you say to that, Luke?
The only way to really find out the truth is to walk up to him and to have a conversation and to have a dialogue. When he doesn't say anything and when he knowingly ignores you when you are as nice as you can, that's when we should be worried. And I am worried, and that's why I'm trying to make an effort to talk